Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Wire Gaming, back again with some more Generation Zero. And today what we're going to be doing is going over 10 things that I think would really improve base building. That's not to say that the base building isn't already amazing, because it is. It's brilliant, but there's a lot that can be done to improve it. And a few of these are my personal things that I think would improve it, and a couple of others, I've been chatting in the Discord, and a few of the other guys, a lot of us think a few things would really improve it if they were either changed or removed entirely. I'm pretty sure everybody will know what that one thing is straight off the bat. But if that sounds good to you, subscribe to the channel, because we cover a lot of Generation Zero here on Wednesdays and Saturdays at 7 PM mainly, and then we go over dev blogs and stuff like that as well. So for everything Generation Zero, subscribe to the channel. Also down in the description below is the link to the Discord. Come and say hi. There's a load of great guys on there, and occasionally we'll all jump on GZ together. It's a load of fun. Come say hello, join the fun. Now, we're going to start off right at the top of this list with that one niggly annoying thing that I think needs to go. It has to go. I cannot stand it, and I know a lot of people feel the same. And that is the hour-long cooldown period, where we have to generate region score to restart. Now, if your region score is high enough, it is just pretty much an hour-long cooldown, which is annoying. Especially considering if we do need to get that region score up, we are doing the same thing that we've been doing for 6 months now with the Reaper. It's just repeating old stuff, and I know me definitely and a few other people don't want to do it, so they should remove that cooldown entirely. It might be there to stop the crashing with all the machines that die around, but they could at least maybe put a 5-minute cooldown in instead of the whole hour long, because for me personally it really doesn't make me want to play it. It makes me just want to leave the game there and let the cooldown do what it wants to do, or just not play it entirely. I want to get into base building. I want to get stuck in. I don't want 10 minutes of base building and playing and then having to wait an hour doing the same thing that we've been doing beforehand. I want to be in there and balls deep in that wave defense aspect. Another thing with timers, I think the timer between waves should be skippable. You should have an option to skip that. So you've got, I think it's 3 minutes between the last wave, or 2 minutes, one of the two. I think that should just go. You should be able to skip it, because sometimes you don't need to repair your base. Sometimes you don't want to, sometimes you just want to stick with the same thing and let it all get destroyed. So I think it would be really beneficial and make it a lot more fun if we could just skip that. Especially if there's 4 of you playing. That 2 minutes is just, you don't need it, And then on solo, it can get boring, those whole 2 minutes, just waiting for it to happen. Now, next up is something I know nothing about game programming or code or any of that kind of stuff. So this is something that is probably very, very complicated to do. But the machine AI needs an overhaul specifically for base building. At the moment, as you can see in the background, they just run in, stand there and shoot. Which is great, because they are trying to destroy your base. But I think personally that what they should do is the machine should try and find a path of least resistance to that command center. Rather than destroying anything that's in front of them, they should go to the fastest route to the command center, which would also make it that little bit more difficult. Rather than destroying, say, your pillboxes, lanterns or whatever, they will try and fire, if they've got the rockets, they will try and fire over into your command center, which would really make things a lot more difficult. I'd prefer that as well, because at the moment the difficulty is great, it's fun, but it can be kind of easy, especially if there's 4 of you. We've done countless episodes on the channel and on the Twitch streams, linked in the description down below. Follow us on Twitch. Oh yeah, Tuesdays, Thursdays, 8 PM. Now, if there's 4 of you playing, you can absolutely destroy the machines. But if they can fire over into your base, that means you have to prioritize those machines. But, we'll see. Now, this one, it kind of ties into the last one. An AI tweak. But a difficulty change. So maybe even like a hardcore mode at the end would be really cool. Instead of just easy, medium, and hard, you could just do hardcore and extreme or something like that. I feel like the easy and medium are really, really quite quite simple. I mean, I did it on Guerrilla difficulty with just a pistol and the pillboxes, and my command center barely took any damage. So, you know, that does say quite a bit for the difficulty. It could be a lot harder. But that would probably, if they did increase or tweak the AI, that would be something that came with that. And also, to make it more difficult, those waves, at the moment, if you do pay attention to it, you will notice that they always spawn in the same place. Easy, medium, and hard. They have their own little spawn points for 1, 2, 3, and 4, or 1, 2, and 3, depending on the wave you're on. But they just spawn in the same place each time, which I think if they did change that, it would make it harder as well, because it makes it up. You wouldn't be able to predict where they're coming from. If you have played it enough, you will know, and you'll be able to get there as they spawn, which, once again, makes it really, really easy. Now, base building is obviously something that they're testing. It is a new feature, so some of these points going onward will be something that will probably just come with time anyway, and I hope that they do come with time. But, you know, we never know. Hopefully they do. If the devs are watching, yeah, I hope some things are taken note and it comes along. So I know some of the guys watch my videos. So, and they're already looking into this from what Pontus has said, but wood is quite difficult to come across, especially if you're after it in bulk. Me personally, I dismantle every base that I build. I build it, do what I'm doing with it, and then dismantle it so I don't lose out on resources. But the way that it is at the moment, the only real good place for loot, for wood loot, is Himfal and the actual base building area itself. And Himfal is in the hotel. You go through there, you can get a little bit of wood, but obviously that's on the 4-hour cooldown, so it does take a lot of time. It would be good if wood was a little bit more available, but that should be, once again, something that could come with time. And obviously, as I've just said, that base building is a work in progress. So at the moment we have bare bones and basic sort of structures and little bits that they are cool, they are amazing. What they've done so far is absolutely brilliant. Hats off to the devs and everything that has been done with the base building so far. But I know myself and a lot of other people would love a whole load of new structures. And these two next points sort of tie in together. But maybe the ability to upgrade the structures that we've got. So they could start off as they are at the moment with the wood, and then we could upgrade them to steel, and then maybe even concrete in the future. So you could have two completely different looking and feeling bases. But at the moment, I don't really see any need for concrete or anything like that, because the machines don't even get through the wood. Like I said, using a pistol, pillboxes only, they didn't really do much damage at all. They did destroy quite a few of the walls, but you know, if you have got concrete barriers everywhere that it's almost impossible for them to get through, that just makes it too easy once again. So the difficulty could do with a tweak for sort of upgrading, but imagine being able to upgrade the pillbox, or even give them experimental ammo or something like that. That would be really cool. Now, new structures is something that will, I assume, would be coming indefinitely. It's just a matter of when they come and what we're going to get. But I would definitely love something that the new walls. So the walls that we've got are really cool, but it would be cool to sort of snap a point in at one place and then move it all the way across and just have one continuous wall rather than the little walls that we've got now. Sandbags as well is something that we see a lot of around the world. I'd love to be able to place the sandbag wall. Just a little digging where you've got, it's sort of three sides. You've got one in the front and then two coming off at an angle. And then that's like a little dugout. And you can sit in there behind the sandbags and shoot away. It'd just be really, really cool. Alongside that is, I'd love walkways on top of the walls that we've currently got. The walls are really cool, but if we could build a walkway along the top with some stairs going up to them. I like the towers that we've got, but being able to run around your wall would be really cool. Because sometimes the towers are great, but if you've got, like I do, and I build a wall around my tower, you can't always see to the bottom. Whereas if we had potentially walkways on top of the walls, you'd be able to see right down, and you wouldn't actually need to leave your base. You could just shoot down from the top of the wall, which would be cool. And pillboxes, as cool as they are, I would love to be able to get in one. I'd love one that we can control, so mountable weapons that we can actually use. So put a 50 cal on your wall, or I don't know, mounted fucking rocket launcher. How cool would that be? That'd be amazing. Just being like, that was beautiful sound effects, right? But that'd be really cool. I'd love to see something like that. Even just a little mounted 50 cal on the side. Obviously, maybe we could use our own ammo for it, which would make it a little bit harder to use. But then, once again, that ties into the hardness and the difficulty rating of base building itself. So that'd be cool. That'd be very cool. Now, alongside that, there's one thing... Shalom. There's one thing that's that we were talking about the other day on stream, which I don't think it would ever happen, but it's just something that I think would be really, really cool. And that is the pillboxes. As they are at the moment, you just place them and the resistance fighters in them. But imagine if we could build a sort of hub, like the command center, but it spawns resistance fighters, and then we build empty pillboxes without the resistance fighters in, and then we assign those resistance fighters. Say you get, I don't know, 20, that's it, that's your maximum, or even 10, and you can assign them to where you want, so they can run into the pillboxes. If we're going by the current build rate, you've got 5 pillboxes, so you can assign 5 of those to the pillboxes, and then you could assign maybe 5 to towers if you've got 5 towers put up, and then they have their own weapons and ammo, but once they die, they're dead. You can't spawn them back. I think that would be really, really cool. But then once again, that ties into team AI, and it's something that the community has requested for a very long time, and I don't think we will get it. Not anytime soon, anyway. I'm assuming that is a really, really big build, and something that's quite difficult to actually put into the game, and would probably bring a lot of problems with it. Potentially. I don't know. I don't know anything about it, once again. But it would be cool. It would be very cool. Now, alongside building, I'm backtracking a little bit here, but I would love to be able to build separate stories. So rather than just having a base build for defensive mode, I'd love something that looks cool. So being able to build like a little bunker or a little house that you can, you know, put your plunger and that in and all that kind of stuff. I think that'd be really, really epic. I don't think it's something that would happen or really has any use, but just purely for looks, being able to put a roof on, which again would tie into that point of difficulty where the machines can actually fire over into the command center. Whether it will happen, I highly doubt it, but it would be very, very cool. And the final point is something that I would really, really love myself, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people would love it. Whilst the wave defense is really cool, I would love another mode. Specifically an endless mode. So you start that wave defense, and then you've got a timer, and you can just go for as long as you want. There is no, I would say for this build, no difficulty. It just gets harder as it goes along. So you'd start out at, let's say skirmish difficulty on easy, and then it will move up. Say at the 5-minute mark, it will go to adventure on medium, and then at the 10-minute mark, it'd go to guerrilla on hard mode. And then 15 minutes, it gets harder each time. Or instead of it just getting harder, we could have it once again get a little bit harder, but the machine variants will vary as it goes along, so they'll get harder and harder until eventually we've got like Reapers attacking the base. With the thermobaric blast, they would probably destroy the whole thing in one. But it's something that would be really cool, and once again brings us back to that whole timer part. It would be able to, you'd be able to sort of just continue for as long as you wanted. And then that would also hold up a lot of challenges and get the community really in on it, because everybody would be comparing times and see how long they could survive together, which would bring a lot of challenge and competition between everyone, which I think would be a really, really cool aspect. For now, ladies and gentlemen, that is it from me. Thanks for watching. I've been Wired. You've been awesome. Peace.